Alright, what's up guys? So, Law&Crime Network, they have uploaded a video titled Enjoy Those Cuffs, 11-year-old Florida girl arrested for prank texting 911. Yeah, you can't do that. Can't do that at all. I don't know why. Yeah, it's just, man, kids will be at home by themselves, or they just, don't have like no adult supervised figure in their life, and yeah, then they just start doing some old crazy stuff. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, you can't do that though. Can't be prank texting, calling 911. You shouldn't prank text or call anybody, but unless it's like a friend of yours and it's a prank that's not going to scare somebody out of their mind. But yeah, I don't think she understands, how serious this is. So it's like, there's like resources that's being wasted because you want to prank call and stuff. So there's a good old TV show called Everybody Hates Chris. And I know people think, oh, it's a comedy show, but had a moment just like this on there where Drew and Tanya, they were prank calling 911. And yeah, once when the no, I think a cop had, yeah, pretty much this situation, cop came to the house, was telling them about it, and then yeah, only thing they could do is both run in different directions and stuff. But it's like you're still gonna have to deal with mom, like, so yeah, you go ahead and you could try it, but it's either you're gonna get a situation like this. I don't know if they're gonna really be arresting her. I mean, they possibly could, I guess, like, if it's like a crazy like prank call and something. But if not that, then yeah, they might just be doing this as like a scare tactic, trying to give them a little beyond scare straight moment. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out this video, guys. If you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to Law&Crime Network for more videos like this. And then that being said,
I'm telling you this right now, you're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old, that if you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs.
An 11-year-old girl admits
so she,
to texting 911 with a fake kidnapping claim in Volusia County, Florida. Sheriff Mike Chitwood is here to discuss the incident with
like,
them.
and thinking that they're not gonna see. That's why I'm like, I don't know, because I'm trying to think, how was I thinking when I was 11? I can't really remember that far back, but I imagine, like, that stuff that needs to be taught to a kid. They need to, I'm telling you, they need to really like redo what is being taught in school, because I feel like a lot of kids probably be doing dumb stuff like this. And yeah, they're not teaching, like, there's teachers that's not teaching them the dangers of that. So it's like, yeah, instead of like, oh, let's teach them, why Sam like green eggs and ham, freaking teach them like why it's bad to call or prank call 911. Like, call them when there's an actual emergency. Don't be calling because you want to do a little prank. So
Welcome back to Sidebar here on Law and Crime. I'm Anjanette Levy. This incident happened on Wednesday morning in Volusia County. The sheriff says the girl texted 911 and claimed her friend had been kidnapped at gunpoint. As you can imagine, the sheriff's office called out the cavalry and launched a massive search, but it all turned out to be fake. They found the girl at her house with her family and took her into custody. Take a look.
Stay calm.
Okay.
You can talk to your parents. We can open the window and let you talk to them. Nothing's going to happen to you. Do you understand that? Okay.
I'm telling you this right now, you're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old, that if you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs.
I'm not going to do this again.
You know, this is going to be an opportunity for you to turn this into a learning experience. This is not something you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life, okay?
Oh no, she is. This girl, I'm telling you right now, that girl, she gonna take up like taekwondo lessons and shooting lessons. She ain't gonna ever want to call 911. She was like, if this is what's gonna happen, if like, cause like, let's say if there is an actual emergency, or she thinks the emergency is happening, she calls 911 and then this happens again. Yeah, that girl gonna be scared for the rest of her life of overnight. She don't even want to see. She definitely don't want to see 9 and then 2 1s on any situation whatsoever. She don't want to see that number anywhere.
Discuss this disturbing story is Sheriff Michael Chitwood of Volusia County, Florida. His department was involved in responding to this. Sheriff Chitwood, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
Tell us what your first thought was when you got this 911 text call saying this is an 11-year-old girl who's been kidnapped by an armed person. I can imagine if you're, a call taker dispatcher, you get a little amped up, but you're doing your job, and then the cops respond in force, in mass, to try to figure out what's going on.
Exactly. You know, it's you have to throw all the resources into it. We put our child abduction response team on notice that this was, this call was there. Be prepared if it's live, and then you start to go out there. She's giving us little tidbits as she's texting us. She gives us a mile marker on I-95. She tells us it's a white van and the person's been tied up. The suspect is a white male with brown hair and blue eyes, and his arm.
And what's crazy is, like, let's say she were to be describing an actual person, right? And the cops pull this guy over. He's scared. He don't know what's going on. It's a situation where he's just like trying to reach for something in his pockets, and then the cops then shot and killed him. And she done got like a random man killed because she wants to do a little prank. I'm saying people don't be thinking of stuff like that. Cause no, I remember there was the one they did a swatting prank call on this one. So no, it was these. So from what I remember, it was these two like esport teams, like where they be playing video games and stuff, for those that don't know. So it was these two teams of people that were playing video games. One got mad at the other because I think they were all playing at each other, or like at different homes and stuff, but they were all like still playing on the same game. So anyways, they got, one of the teams got mad because they lost. So then they had swatted one of the streamers because they were like, I guess they just, they just wanted to dump stuff overall, but swatted the streamers home. But that's where the mistake was made, that the cops went to the wrong house. So the guy that they were banging on his door, telling him to get out of the house and things, he opens up the door with a gun. Cop shot and killed them. So then these two people, these two sets of teams, I mean, well, the one guy that did the swatting, yeah, he's the one that got, but it's like still though, nobody should allow themselves to get like that angry, but still, that shouldn't be your first thing is, oh, let me call 911 and mess with them. That's not gonna help you, bruh. Like, luckily she's 11, because if she had been like 10 years older, oh, they arrested her. They had been like, no, you're the old enough age to where you should know that stuff like that's not cool. So take these handcuffs.
Firearm, and she's following that car. And for the next half hour, she's texting in little tidbits. Eventually, she calls 911 and says, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to call you." And with that, we're able to triangulate where the call's coming from, and we're able to send deputies to her house.
She didn't mean to. That's crazy.
The person doing this is 11 years old.
When you all figured out that this was a fake call, a prank, a swatting call, a spoof, whatever you want to call it, your reaction, your thoughts, your feelings?
I think if you watch that video and you listen to my lieutenant is talking, you could see the frustration in his voice, but also as a father, he's trying to use this as a teaching moment.
Because it's like he's going through these mixed emotions where it's like, okay, what if this is my daughter? I mean, he honestly, he has to know, but he's just thinking along the lines like, this could have been my daughter, like, and then it's like, okay, we gotta hurry up and get this girl alive. Like, I don't want this girl to die. Because then it's like, but it's like all of that, you're going through all these emotions just to have it where the final, emotion is anger because this girl then called you guys back talking about, oh yeah, by the way, this is just all a prank. That's crazy. People be letting these pranks getting out of hand, bro.
Hopefully she'll tell all her little friends about. But when you look at the resources that were out there, the helicopter was up for probably 40 minutes. That's not cheap to fly that thing. Right. You had 3 other police agencies responding along with my office. So for 30 minutes, the county's really on lockdown here with resources because that is the priority. Try to find this vehicle. We're getting these tips. Somebody claims they're following the car, and then you discover, and you're like, here we go again. And these kids just don't get it. We get lots of school threats, and we've told parents repeatedly, I don't care if your kid's in middle school or high school, if they put out one of these threats, and we have to go out and spend all this time and resources and money to investigate it, to discover it's a hoax, we are arresting and charging your child. You need to stay on top of what they're doing with this social media. It's dangerous.
Yeah,
I think that it's a good thing that your lieutenant...
My thing is this, the day when I have kids and they go, and I would like to hope and think that they wouldn't do no stuff like that, but I think I'm going to be a good enough parent to teach them and let them know, like, hey, you call this number for emergencies. Don't call it to prank. Don't call it just to see what's gonna... No. call this number for emergencies only. But no, let's just say if my kids, if they want to go and do some stuff like that, where it's like, oh, like, well, you know what, I'm not gonna listen to my dad. He don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna call 911 and prank him anyways. And yeah, I'm like, all right, if they do that, my thing is this: I'll be talking with the cop, and I'm all like, okay, you know, just let's do a little beyond scared straight. I'm like, you know, because I'm no, you guys done like you gonna like go and like wait have it where your time is wasted. No, let's use your time wisely. So, because I wouldn't say that I'm the best actor of all time, but I would try to play on the best acting possible. Okay, being like, no. Okay, hold on. You're like, you don't have to take my kid. Okay, like, no, they understand, they know it's wrong, and I'm like looking at them like, right, you know it is wrong. And then when the cop, because I feel like the cop, he gonna have to go along with it. He's gonna have to go along with it. I'm like, but it's like just to overall kind of teach him it. But I mean, if he doesn't, then it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. You know, you guys got real stuff to be doing rather than be dealing with. But I'm like, if it's a cop where he's like, you know what? No, today I got time. Yeah, let's go through with this. So I'm like, no. Wait a second. Don't take my kid. And I'm telling you, I will put on an Oscar award winning act. And no, I would just let the kid just be thinking their whole life that they almost got arrested. And if it was, and I'm like, I'll have it where it's like, you know, you let them go and you want to let them go and things. But I'll be out there waiting. Just be like, oh yeah, just, you know, let me know when. I'll let it like sit and like kind of like marinate a little bit. Like I'll be in my car just sitting down waiting. I'm like, you know what? Let me just sit down here for a second. Let me eat this Starbucks sandwich and drink this caramel frappuccino. I am going to take my time. Then when I feel like I'm all clean, don't wipe my mouth, then I'll go in there and get my kid. But no, I'm gonna let it just sit and marinate. I'm gonna like let them sit, hear all the random prison noises that they gonna hear. Yeah, if you want to do some stuff like that again. So
was trying to have a teaching moment here because I mean, kids are, you know, they're kids and they don't think things through and they do things that are silly. But the thing that bothers me about this as well, and I have a young son, so I'm always keeping an eye on what he's doing on his iPad, is the YouTube aspect of this. This girl apparently thought, oh, I thought it would be funny or whatever. There is so much stuff out there that our kids are exposed to.
YouTube ain't trying to do nothing about it either.
Influences them.
That's like the messed up thing about YouTube is that you'll see so many of these prank videos where they going around messing around with the general public. I can't say I've seen too many like 911 pranking videos, but like there's other times. There was just a situation just recently where a YouTube pranking person, they messed with the wrong person and they ended up pulling the gun out and shooting them. I don't think they killed them, but they did. Yeah, they overall did put them in the hospital and things. But I was like, bruh, like that's people need to understand these pranks. There's so many other forms of content that you could get into, but this pranking content, I all the way from like when that stuff started blowing up when I was in high school, I never understood it. I never understood prank. The thing is this: prank your family, okay? Prank your family to where, but it's like something that you guys can laugh about. But don't like prank them like, oh, let me lay down on the ground and act like blood's coming from my head and I'm dead on the ground and say, so yeah, it's in my freaking family into like, you know, like what just happened, oh my god, no. And yeah, but it's like, okay, but have it where it's like, I don't know, freaking that rat thing from that TV show Martin or something. Yeah, have it where it's like you just kind of got like a remote controlling that like all the crap. Yeah, that, okay, maybe that might scare some people. I don't know, hide somebody's food or something. It's just something funny. But I'm saying, like, there's just some of these pranks where it's like, and yeah, you, like I said, YouTube, they're not trying to do anything about it.
And they have no impulse control whatsoever anyway, really. And it influences them, and it's not a good thing. So let's talk about the YouTube aspect of this.
Just think about over the past several years or since COVID hit, the number of these challenges where someone was hurt or killed.
Oh, it's I could say right now, because I've been a content creator for 13 years, I could say right now it's been going on a lot longer, way before COVID, way before. Like I said, this has been going on since I was in high school. I'm 26 years old, so you do the math, okay? But anyways,
one thing comes to mind was the knockout challenge. Just walk down the street, right, hit somebody as hard as you can.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can kill somebody with one punch. You know, gargling with bleach.
Yeah.
If you have COVID. I mean, some of the things they put out there, and these kids, like you said, impulsively, they jump on it and think, hey, this is a wonderful thing. So what we're trying to do is, because last week we had an incident with an app called Wink, which is like a
I
Tinder.
saw that on your Twitter.
Yeah, which is like a Tinder for juveniles. Well, here you have a 12-year-old in Pennsylvania thinks she's talking to a 16-year-old in Cocoa Beach, Florida, and they plan to hook up when she comes down to visit her grandmother here in Deltona, Florida. And what turns out to be that 16-year-old was a 29-year-old.
Wow.
And then of course, she was sexually assaulted by this 29-year-old.
Wow.
And you say to yourself, my God, this was from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, why they got a dating app for teenagers? No. Instagram, okay. Twitter, okay. Facebook, okay. That's gonna be the only platforms. I guess, like, if there is any other platforms, but it's like, normal platforms, okay. But still, though, like, the thing is this, like, I remember getting into social media at a very young age. And yeah, it takes a little bit of learning, to fully understand stuff and things when it comes to social media. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I guess, like, when that day does come when I have kids, like, I'm going to, I guess, like, pay attention a little bit. Not saying that my parents wasn't paying attention to what I was, but I wasn't going out doing no crazy wild things. I did, like, some, but not like crazy wild things that's going to require like a whole YouTube video being made about me and stuff. But no, like, overall, though, like, I am going to pay a little bit more attention, more than what my parents is doing, because, yeah, I know, I'm, like, literally, social media is my job, so it's, like, I know what a kid could come across on here, and, yeah, that's why I'm, like, I definitely will pay a little bit more attention to my kid, let them know, like, hey, if you doing it to talk to your friends, okay, do it to talk to your friends. If not, you can, like, tell your friends whatever you need to tell them when you at school tomorrow, but... yeah, man, social media, but there should not be no dating app for no teenagers. That's crazy. That something like that should get taken down.
Deltona, Florida, 1,300 miles away. This is how dangerous the internet is. So what we're doing is we are partnering with the Department of Children and Families, and as school gets back, we're going to start to do symposiums at night, and we want parents to come invest an hour and a half of your time. Learn about the dangers of the internet.
Yeah.
Learn about how to protect your child, and learn that what the
I could literally, just off of like the past 13 years, I had say that I've been really involved, like 13, 14 years, I've really been involved in the internet. No, I could tell you right now, there's a lot of dangers when it comes to the internet. So, I mean, like, don't obviously, like, take the internet away from your kid, because, that's going to be a little bit kind of like, just find things that you can do to where you can spend more time with your kids. So the internet isn't like their main thing, like main focus and stuff, because yeah, it's like it's my job, so at least for me, I could say that it's like I'm not steering kids in the wrong direction when it comes to like me being a content creator myself. Like, I'll post videos on like how to do a gaming video, how to do a reaction video, how to like I did a video where I showed how I made a song in FL Studio, but I'm doing that more so to kind of just help like anybody out there if they want to figure out how to do that stuff themselves. And I'm like, that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, and it's like, obviously, for an entertainment factor, but yeah, it's like to go and do things that's like gonna put my life in danger, and then people see it and they're all like, oh well, TMossBoss didn't die, so I could go out. Yeah, no, that's a no. I can't do that. So
are going to be if they do these spoofing or SWAT calls, especially with school starting again. You can rest assured we will get dozens upon dozens of active shooter calls coming in that are going to be bogus.
And that's a disturbing thing too, because
yeah, that was all the time. That was at the middle school that I went to. It seemed like it was like a once a week thing where they would like they'll spray paint bomb like in the bathrooms and stuff. There was a time where they thought that they actually did find some sort of device. And I think they said it was like a brick with some like wires wrapped around it and stuff. But I'm like, fam, they literally had the whole school. Like, nobody could go into the school and stuff. So yeah, it's things like that where it's like you looking around, you seeing all these kids crying because it's like they thinking they about to die. And I'm like, bro, it's one of those things where it's like, look, people, I had it where the one girl, I was friends with this girl too. She was going around the hallways like pulling the fire alarms and stuff. And I'm like, bruh, I don't know. Like when I was a kid, I never thought of no stuff like that. It was like you saw like yeah, you saw fire alarms, but they specifically told kids don't pull it unless if you see a fire, then okay, pull it. But if there ain't no fire, bro, come on now. Like you gotta be smarter than that. So yeah, there's some kids out there where it's like no, they just troubled. Like they do things like that and they just troubled, bro.
Can't not take them seriously. The minute you don't take one seriously, it's probably legit, and it is a waste of resources. It's a drain of resources, and it's just wrong. And you said that you've seen an increase in these things since Parkland.
That's crazy.
We were talking before we came.
Wow.
Yeah, when Parkland hit, I cannot tell you the number. It was hundreds and hundreds that came in that these kids thought this was funny to call in an active shooter. There's somebody in the parking lot dressed in all black. They got a big gun in the backpack, and they're walking into the cafeteria. Well, everybody's running in at 1,000 miles an hour.
And watch, and then that's usually what's gonna. My thing is this: if I were to figure out like who would do it, I will obviously like arrest that kid. But I'll play out an act. I'm like, yeah, we saw somebody that fit that description. And we ended up taking their life. I'll just make up a random person. I'll go get like a picture of somebody that they don't know, like just a random. I'll get like if I was a cop, I'll get like a picture. I'll just tell like somebody like, okay, just get like all black, take a picture of yourself, or just just send me in a random picture of you in high school or something. The kid ain't gonna tell the difference. Kids don't be thinking. So that's why I'm like, I'll play a whole act. I'll be all like, no, we took somebody's life today. I'm all like, and then for you to just tell me right now that it was a prank. So I'm like, no, I'm like, just going like, so the family is coming and you gonna have to explain to them what just happened to their son, daughter, whoever, but you're gonna have to explain to them. I want to see, my thing is, my goal is, and I know people will probably say that that's a little bit dark for me, but my goal is that I want this kid to cry. I want them to get to an emotional wreck to where they're thinking along their lines, why is this happening to me? My life is ruined. I can't do this. Oh my God, no. And I'm like, okay, you see how that feels? See, you don't like when people prank you, huh? I'm like, yeah, this wasn't no real person. It was like, no. But hopefully that teaches you a lesson and things. I'm telling you right now, if I was like a cop or if I was a figure where it's like I can communicate with, these kids more on like how dumb this stuff is, it's like, yeah, trust me, I would I definitely, well, let's just say the day when I have kids, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna know real quick not to do no stuff like that, not in my house. So
and that's what the danger is, because somebody can get killed in that response or injured, and it finds out that it didn't happen. So I just said to my staff and my deputies, listen, investigate it as hard as you can. If you come up with the person responsible, they're getting locked up, they're getting charged with disruption of a school campus, let them figure it out. We got to send a message that they just can't do this. They actually should be spending time as part of their probation with the families down in Parkland who lost child and see how funny they think it is what should be happening. And then COVID.
You got like some troubled kids out there where it's like they're not gonna care. You got people in this world where they're like, oh, I hate people, I don't like being around people, and it's like I don't even get why there's some that talk like that. It's weird to me. But yeah, you got people out there where it's like they don't care about that. They don't care that they hurting somebody and things. So it's like they'll look a person like, that's what I'm saying. There's like some kids in this world, they're just troubled. Like you can the thing is this, you can explain it to them like why that stuff is bad, but then there's just some where it won't exactly hit them until they find something that's equally painful. And then that's when it's like, oh, well, now I realize my mistakes. Now I realize the damage that I've done. Now I want to apologize. But usually when stuff like that, when that be happening, then that's when it's, usually too late. So
it just reignited it again once these kids came back to school, that they thought, this is funny. It's pretty cool that the school's in lockdown. It's pretty cool that all these, the armored vehicles are there and the helicopters up and the media is there. This is really a lot of fun. It's not. It's deadly. And from a readiness point of view, how many times can you go to a call at 100 miles an hour before you say to yourself, I'm going to back off? And the one time you back off is when it's life. And that's what the danger is of that, is how it affects your readiness and your preparedness.
Yeah, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf type of thing, you know, and
Exactly.
you can't afford to play that game, and neither can the public. So, what is going to happen to this 11-year-old girl? We know that you guys took her into custody and put her in juvenile detention. So what happens next?
Yeah, what'll happen is, I always say the juvenile justice system is like a sausage maker. What goes in the beginning isn't what comes out on the other end. Once the psychologist gets involved, once the attorneys get involved, once the judge gets involved, they'll do a pretty good job of figuring what kind of sanctions will come out of this at the end of the day. At the end of the day, my theory is always it's tough love. You hit it hard up front, and then you let the system do what it needs to do. She's not going to jail for this. We are, though, working up the cost of what this response was. And once I get that, we'll present that to the state attorney and ask that part of any sentencing is the parents reimburse us for all the amount of time and effort that went into it. I mean, the air unit was probably close to $1,000 just in fuel. That was just the air unit. And then you break down all the different agencies.
I know it's going to be a big price tag. I know it's going to be hefty. Did the parents have any reaction? I mean, you guys go to this house, the deputies go to.
That's crazy. Nah, I told that girl, I'm like, you're getting the adult treatment when it comes to the Christmas. You getting a $25 gift card to wherever. That's all you gonna get. You getting gift cards and thoughts and prayer for Christmas, but you ain't. Nah, that's crazy, man.
House. Were her parents there, and what was their response, if you know?
Parents were home. Dad was mowing the lawn. They were very helpful with the deputies, but I think as the process went on, I think when they discovered that the Department of Juvenile Justice was going to have her spend the night in a secure facility, I think then things kind of changed in their opinion and why is she have to stay there. And then she was released the next morning to the family.
I'm like, I wouldn't be questioning why. I'm like, no, the thing is this. I feel like that parents, they need to teach their kid. It's like, if you go out and you make mistakes in life, the thing is this, those mistakes, it's almost as like it's a puzzle piece. Eventually the picture is going to get more clearer when you keep putting these mistakes together, right? So eventually she gonna put together that last piece, all right? And then that's when the big picture is revealed, and it's like, oh, one big giant mistake. Dang. Well, it's too late now. I've already had seen it. I already know, so there ain't no turning back. And I felt like all those puzzle pieces was her sitting in numerous text messages, then the call, and then, it's the thing is this. It's like, you messed up. So it's like, my thing is this. You can't mess up and then think that I'm always going to be here to, get you out of it. Yeah, maybe my thing is this. I'm giving them a 3-strike rule. I'm like, that first strike, yeah, I'll help. Second strike, I'm going to help, but I ain't going to have as much effort. Third strike, no. I'm not. What could I possibly do now? You then built up all the way to this. You had numerous times to learn your lesson, fam. If you still ain't learned your lesson, I understand. Kids young age, they ain't really thinking, but still, it's like that's something where it's like they should know. I feel like at 11, because I feel like at 11, I knew the difference of red. See, I knew not to do no stuff like that, called 911 and things. So all I'm saying is look. If you're at that age where you think that, oh, okay, I can just go and just do whatever and it ain't nobody gonna care, no, there's gonna be people that care, so you get in trouble, fam, that's on you.
One of the things I thought was funny was they released, not funny, but it was like, why would you not do this? She was released back to the custody of her family where she has to be under their supervision, but they didn't ban her from the internet. They didn't say you're not allowed to go back on any electronics, you just can't use it till the case gets disposed. I'm thinking, that's the reason why we're here.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the parents maybe they most likely did that.
Well, I hope that parents seeing this, I hope her parents realize you got to watch your kids on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, even 11, too young to be on there doing whatever and with
because
I
guess it's a little different. When I got into it, I was like, no, I think I was maybe a year older than her, but That's because I remember I created a Twitter account when I was 12, but I think I created it, followed Jim Carrey, and then that was it. I think I ended up deleting it sometime afterwards. I didn't really start heavily getting into social media until high school, so that's how at least how it was for me. But yeah, it was like all the other ones. I was like, bro, no, I was more of a video game kid growing up, so.
Ever unsupervised, really it is. And I hope parents also attend your symposiums. Sheriff Michael Chitwood, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate your time. We know how busy you are.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
That's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. You can download and listen to Sidebar on Apple, Spotify, Google, and wherever else you get your podcast. And of course, you can always watch it on Law and Crime's YouTube channel. I'm Anjanette Levy. We will see you next time.
Scrolling on, so wow, that's some crazy stuff. Yeah, but yeah, it's like you can't go and be thinking like, oh, okay, yeah, nothing's gonna, no, something's gonna happen. It's like it's just, yeah, it's there's just some people out there where it'll usually take like a scary moment for them to learn like, oh, can't do that no more. So. But anyways, yeah, hopefully that girl did learn her lesson. If not, when she gets older, she will. So, but anyways, guys, if you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to Law and Crime Network for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too. Talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.